everyone, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I have the pleasure of sharing with you the new Masterpieces collection from Simon Says Stamp. In this collection are a ton of new products that are not available quite yet, and you're going to get to be able to get them first before they come out and be released to the general public, which is so cool. This kit contains elements from so many of your favorite companies, and I'm going to be sharing a card featuring this really cute stamp set and die from Reverse Confetti. This stamp set has really cute little onesies that have sentiments written on them. It's something that's very common with Reverse Confetti stamps. I love that about them. I'm going to be using this to create a recessed background on my card. Now, to do this, I need to do stamping on two different pieces of paper. One paper is going to be the paper that's going to be recessed from the die cut elements that we're going to be doing. And then the second paper is going to be my guide for where I need to do my die cutting. So here I'm stamping the onesies onto some paper. These are brand new stamps. I hadn't prepped them yet before I started this card. I really should have. So I'm doing double stamping on some of them because they didn't stamp quite right. But if I had prepped them, they would have stamped perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp down onto a second piece of cardstock. This is going to be my guide for my die cutting. It's going to be hard to see because it's very faint. I didn't need something perfectly stamped. I just need something to give me a guide for where each onesie is going to be on my card. So I'm just trying to get a impression down that just lets me be able to use it as a guide for where to place the die later on. I'm going to keep adding the onesies onto this panel here. I'm using a variety of Simon Says Stamp inks. I'll have all the colors listed in the video description and over at my blog, so be sure to check that out. I'm going to ink this up a couple times because again I didn't prep these, so I really should have done that. But I didn't, and I was being lazy, I guess. So I'll go ahead and stamp that down a second time. And you can see as it dries, they even out onto the paper perfectly, so it's a nice crisp impression. I'll go ahead and lay down my little cheat sheet cardstock guide here, and I'll go ahead and stamp this down again. This little cheat sheet is going to actually be the front panel of our card. It's going to lay on top of this paper that we're stamping on right now, and the little onesies are going to be die cut into it to create little windows. So it's going to be raised up over top of the onesies, and the onesies are going to be recessed into the background. I'm going to keep stamping these until I have the entire background of this covered, and every time I stamp it down onto this paper, I stamp it again on the other piece of paper. So that way I can go ahead and get my guide onto the other paper as well, making sure that I have the onesies in the exact same place for both pieces, because that's what's going to make sure that they're going to be lined up on each panel perfectly. So once I've done all of my stamping, you can see the really cute background we have here. You can see how nice those die inks dried. I'm now going to take that cheat sheet panel and I'm going to start die cutting the little onesies out from the paper. And I just love how this created such a really fun card. You'll see pictures of it at the end of this video. But you can see as I'm just running this through, I'm lining this die up with all of the other onesies, making sure I have it lined up perfectly. And it's hard to see some of them on camera, but they were stamped well enough that I could see where each impression was. And again, I didn't need anything perfect because this is just a guide for me. So I'll go ahead and keep lining these up until I have the entire piece die cut, and now you can see I've got my panel ready to go, and it's time to pop this up off of my stamped panel. So I'm taking a bunch of foam tape. I cut tons of little pieces of foam tape for this. This was a little time consuming, especially when I had to go and take all the little backings off of all these little foam tape pieces, but it was so worth it. I just removed all the little pieces, and then once I had them all removed, I laid this down right over top of my little panel here. And you can see that they line up perfectly with our little onesies to create this really cute recessed background. I just love how fun this is. You can see the great look that you get from that recessed design. It really looks cool. And I didn't have to worry about a sentiment on this card because the onesies all have sentiments on them. Now I realized afterwards that I wanted to fill in those areas between the onesies with some hearts. I really should have done this before I did the popping up of this panel onto the other card, but I didn't think of it. So I'm going to go ahead and add them in now, and thankfully, because I have so much foam tape underneath here, there's a lot of stability underneath this panel that I'm stamping onto, so I'm not having any weird impressions of the stamps or anything like that too much, and they stamped well overall. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down until I've covered up the areas that I want with the little stamped hearts. I used a variety of hearts from other Simon Says stamps. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this panel onto an A2 size card, and I also tied a bit of baker's twine around the bottom portion just to kind of finish it off. So I'll go ahead and line that up to make sure it's evenly spaced. And then I'm going to take my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and add some beautiful shimmer and shine onto these little onesies. You don't have to do this. I think it looked really great without the sparkle as well. but I love having some sparkle and shine on my cards, and I thought this would really dress it up a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and add that on there, and that's going to finish up this card. Now before I go, I also want to show you the other cards I created with some of the new products in the Masterpiece box. This card features the Tim Holtz Crazy Dog stamp set, as well as the W+9 Whimsy Alpha stamp set, and the Mama Elephant Tiny Ninja stamp set. Here's the Crazy Dogs, a close-up of them. I love how fun these cute little dogs are. I really love that one with his tongue sticking out. He was really cute. And the one with the dog that I used on this card, I thought he was pretty fun as well. Now here's the Whimsy Alphas. It comes with a variety of solid letters and also some outlines. It's really, really fun. And then here's the Tiny Ninja stamp set. I didn't use any of the little ninjas, obviously, but I thought that sentiment, "You snuck your way into my heart," worked perfect for this card, and I just added a little stamped heart in place of the word heart on this one. So really, really fun. And then my other card uses a couple of the products from Memory Box and Hero Arts. You can see here I die cut that beautiful ornament from the Memory Box die, and I used a variety of watercolored pieces to go ahead and create that cute ornament. And I did stamping in the background using the Hero Arts Cardinal Color Layering Set. Here's a close-up look of the die. I love how delicate this is. Isn't this gorgeous? I used gold watercolors to color these little ornaments. And then I used Winsor & Newton paints to color in the little poinsettias. And then here's a look at the Cardinal stamp set. I love these coloring layering sets from Hero Arts. This one would be really fun to go ahead and ink up and to create a really gorgeous Christmas card using this cardinal. You could even use the cardinal for non-holiday cards as well. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to head on over to my blog where you can get more information on these cards, including more information on the Masterpiece box from Simon Says Stamp. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. And then again, like I said, head on over to my blog to get more information on these cards. You can also head on over to my blog to get the next stop of the hop, because this is part of the Masterpieces blog hop. There are limited quantities of these collections, so be sure to grab them while they're still available because they will sell out quickly. If you enjoyed this video, here's another one you might enjoy that I posted yesterday featuring some of the Simon Says Stamp Masterpieces collection. Please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can connect with me on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, as well as my blog. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.